Hi everyone, this is Rachel and I'm with the lovely LeeLeeVSG, Liana.
Hi.
Because we're on my channel, do you want to start out this discussion and just give everyone an intro to you?
Sure.
Okay,
so hi everybody, I'm Liana. My YouTube channel is named LeeLeeVSG, and I am, I had VSG surgery on February 25th, 2016 in New Jersey. Jersey. And are we doing stats and stuff, or should I?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I don't know all that kilo crap though, and stones and shit. But all right, so here we go. Because I am a self-centered American, so I don't.
Exactly. No concern for anyone else's understanding of what you're talking about.
All right. So anyway, my highest weight was 363 pounds, and my surgery weight was.
Shall I convert it as you talk?
Sure.
Let's do that.
So my highest weight was 363 pounds. So what is that in kilos?
165.
Okay. So my surgery.
Wait. Which is 26 stone.
26 stone.
Because, you know, British people use stone, Australian people and the rest of the world use kilos.
Right.
Pounds.
Right. So my surgery weight was 353 pounds.
160.4 kilos.
Okay. And
fun. You can come and join me for my conversions on my next update.
Okay. I would love to be part of your next update.
The calculator. Go ahead.
And my current weight is hold on a second. My current weight is, hold on, I don't even know. I'm going to tell you in like 5 seconds. I'm sorry. 200. No, my current weight is 261.9 pounds, which is, since my highest weight, it's a loss of 101.1 pounds.
Woohoo!
And so it's 91.1 since surgery.
And you are now 119 kilos.
Thank you. Enough about me. How are you?
I'm good. I don't really need to do an update because I just did one, you know.
You sure did, girl. You sure did.
That's a long one. I lost like 5 subscribers. You're like, fuck this, that's too long.
Can I ask you the burning question that I know everybody wants to ask you based on your update?
Do they?
I know what everybody wants to know. I know the burning question. Can I ask it?
Yeah, I have no idea what the burning question is.
The burning question that everybody wants to know is, what were you watching on Netflix? Because in the
I thought it was going to be to do with, like, you know, my weight.
Gilmore.
I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls.
Awesome.
And actually, if I could turn the laptop around, I would show you that there is an episode of Gilmore Girls now on my TV.
Okay, so should we get started? Oh wait, I have something to say about your update video before you start. Okay. Oh my God! So I just got a text from my mom. She's watching us, so I'm gonna watch my freaking mouth now. She told me to check the volume, but I can't, Mom. I'm just gonna.
Wait, as in maybe I'm too loud though.
She said check the sound on YouTube. She can't hear us. So if you can't hear us, somebody send me a message and we'll check it out.
Where do we see? I don't know. It says that people are watching, but I don't know.
Because well, anyway, if you can't hear us, send either me or Rachel a message on Facebook, or text us if you have our phone numbers, or do something so that we can fix the problem.
Yeah. Wait, I've just got. Oh, it's so weird. Oh. Yes, no, I can see there's chat. Oh, that's so cute. So there's actually, if you load up YouTube as well on your desktop.
Uh-huh.
This is completely off topic. We will get to the point of the discussion shortly. Let me, how do I gonna send it to you? Wait, if I send you a chat through this, it should pop up. I can actually see the comments from people, and they can hear us just fine. So
okay,
maybe
Mom, turn up your volume. I don't know.
I think it's your volume.
Oh, but everybody loves you, Mom.
Yeah. So we've got Esther VSG Track. She's saying we both look like we've melted. Oh, I think melted means like fat melted, right?
Okay, not like sweaty gross, because we're both also sweaty gross.
Sweaty melted, because I just got with the gym, and I think you did too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jane, see Jane Shrink.
Hi, Jane.
Says that we look
lovely. It was her birthday. She just had a birthday.
Oh, I didn't know. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday. Oh, and Esther says no, she means skinny, and that's so nice.
Oh, good. Because we are both also sweaty.
Yeah. And everyone's saying that they can hear us just fine. So thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. I'm sure my mom will figure it out. She's very savvy.
Shall we get to the topic at hand?
Yes, go.
So we're going to chat about what we wish we'd known about weight loss surgery before we had surgery. And where's my other phone? So I've been taking some notes in the week as things popped up in my head. And I know we've had some people on Facebook also submit some things. And I was going, yes, I wish I'd known that too.
I know. Especially VSG Brit Brat when I get to her, because I'm feeling that pain right now again.
Okay, I haven't been on it.
Spoiler alert. So,
how do you want to do this? Should we let's just talk then, rather than have a more structured thing?
Okay. All right.
So I think the first thing on my list, and probably the biggest thing for me, is I wish I'd known that I still would have to rely on my willpower and discipline as much as I do. I just had it in my head that, not that it would be easy, but that I would have this tool that would physically stop me from wanting things, and even if I wanted them, to being able to eat them, and that's not the case for me. So willpower is a problem.
I wish they had cut out my head hunger. Who I think I thought that my willpower would increase, or I don't know, they would add some in there. I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but you had the same brain that you had pre-op, and I mean that's obvious, but I didn't realize how difficult that was going to be. Yeah.
I was saying to my lovely friend Lozzie Losing, she's on Instagram under that name. I was just saying to her earlier today that I would almost rather they had operated on my brain than on my stomach.
I wish that for so many reasons, including weight loss. Not on your brain, on my brain.
No, I mean, I wish they'd done that on your brain as well.
Oh, thanks, Rachel. Thank you. Such a sweetie.
Yeah, it's so much harder than I thought. And I think, maybe we've talked about this before, or maybe I've put it in a video, but I think as well researched as you think you are pre-op, and as many YouTube videos of everyone's journey you've watched, and support groups you go to, and everything, as much as you do that, you can be the best educated and well-informed person in the world. But post-op, it's a different ballgame altogether. You just don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
There's nothing. I mean, because we're on your channel, I should tell people this. So I'm a therapist, as one of my many, jobs. I'm a therapist, and I see people both pre-op and post-op. Pre-op, I see for the psych evals that a lot of doctors, surgeons here in the U.S. I don't know if they do that in the UK. Do they make you go for psych evals there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I see a lot of people for that, and I also see people post-op as kind of more of a coaching kind of accountability thing. But one thing that we often talk about is that as the people who come in pre-op, and I remember, like, I came in pre-op for my psych eval, and I had watched all the YouTube and done all the research, and, you know, I was always a good student, so I knew the things, and I thought I knew the things, and it wasn't until after that you're like, oh, my God. And I also have to say, as a small segue into my biggest post-op, what I know now is how important it is to have a support system. Totally. And they say that pre-op, they're like, go to the group at your hospital, and, you know, they tell you about it, and you're like, oh, maybe. But then post-op, if you don't have a group of people or people in your life that know what this is like, that you can talk to, I couldn't imagine what that would be like for me. One of the things that...
I don't know anyone that had surgery. I know nobody that's had surgery.
Besides,
I know plenty of people that have had surgery.
Right.
No one. And Esther's YouTube name is Esther's VSG Track. She said, yeah, living it is totally different. Mm-hmm. Totally different. And FYI, I'm guessing Ruthie's name is Just Watching 190.
Yeah. Hey, Mom.
She said it must be her computer, and have a great time.
Okay, thanks, Mom.
Secretary now. Little secretary.
You are. We all are. We all are. But seriously, though, if you don't have people, like, I remember going, one of the things I do is I go to different weight loss surgery groups and run some of their groups, like a guest in once in a while. And I went to the group at the hospital where I had my surgery. First of all, it was very emotional going there. I was like a mess. But as much as for some reason with that particular one, as much as I ran the group, I was getting so much the first half of it was me, and the second half was people just talking about their NSVs and their struggles. And I was sitting there it was like food for my soul sitting there. So, I mean, I can't say enough about getting support from people. I mean, I really can't say enough about that.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
Something else, and maybe this is just specific to people that have had RMY, so I won't dwell on it too long. But I wish I'd known that I wouldn't dump, that I wouldn't get dumping. Oh, fuck me. I feel like going back to my surgeon and asking for a partial refund, because I feel kind of cheated. Like, I really wish I had that extra tool.
So that you would feel sick when you ate something bad?
Yeah. So that there was this kind of, negative reinforcement to not give in to things, because, maybe chocolate makes me feel sick, or bread sits really heavy in my stomach, but it doesn't. They go down fine and I feel fine. The only thing I've kind of had is when I've eaten ice cream and it makes me a little bit sleepy. But
then you're just going to eat ice cream when you want to go to bed.
Yeah, this is not a bad thing, because actually maybe this is going to be my new tool, because you and I both know that I could do with more sleep. So maybe the trick for that is for me to eat ice cream every day. Kidding, everyone. I'm kidding.
I know. She's kidding. So should I start to read some of the ones that were posted on? I'll read some of the ones that were posted on my Facebook wall, and you want to read some of the ones that were posted on yours. I also have yours up here too, just in case. So the first one I have is from Sabrina, Miss SJ Hamilton on Facebook, and I believe she's SJ's Journey on the YouTube.
And SJ and Saudi on Instagram.
Yes. So she said that she wished that she knew that eventually I'll be able to eat everything I did pre-op. This was such a good one, by the way. That eventually I'll be able to eat everything I did pre-op. It may not be the same amount, but you can still eat it. A huge fear sets in, and I feel the need to I felt the need to have food funerals, thinking, OMG, I'll never be able to eat this again. Almost like the pre-op you was making sacrifices with the devil to be thin. promising you'd never eat fried food, sweets, breads again your entire life, just so you can get the like just let's get me to the surgery. And I think she's absolutely right. So like I definitely had some kind of version of a food funeral before my surgery, thinking like you can never eat these things again. But the truth is you can eat all of it again. And that's the part that is terrifying. She's absolutely right.
So true. I don't know if anyone else that's watching has any things to add on to that, and who else did that. Be interesting to hear. But I did the same thing, and Shay's completely right. You kind of, it's like bargaining with the devil, right? It's making justifications for behavior that you know that you should stop.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like making it acceptable beforehand. And
especially if you have the sleeve, or if you're Rachel and don't dump, you can eat. I mean, really, you can't. You don't have to have a funeral, because you can, like, technically, at some point, post-op, eat everything that you could have eaten before.
Yeah.
And
doesn't mean you should, but you can.
And that could be the death of you. That could take you right back.
Yeah.
To the danger zone. Man, oh man.
So Angela on my Facebook, she posted that she wished that she knew she would still feel hungry. Hunger is evil, and I could not agree more with that. And I think and I posted this actually on my in a reply to Angela. I was like, if anyone ever says to me that they don't get head hunger, I'm like, you live in denial. You really live in denial, because anytime you're eating or thinking about food and you're not needing to eat, you've got head hunger.
Well, you know, my whole thing is, but as you know, my whole thing is like none of us have had or could have weight loss surgery if we were eating just to sustain ourselves. The overeating part was all up here.
Yeah. The
fact that we overate to the point that we could qualify for weight loss surgery was all in our brain. Yeah. So you just got a lobotomy.
I'm having a kind of a deja vu moment. So when I was back in Australia in March, and I was sat with VSG Ginny, and she was talking about, you know, the power in getting a therapist for like eating disorders. And she's like, and even if you don't think you've got an eating disorder, and I was like, hang on, if you end up needing weight loss surgery, you have an eating disorder. Like, no ifs and buts about it. Sure, like, you don't get fat enough to need weight loss surgery if you have no problems with food.
Right. Well, you definitely have disordered eating, if that makes you feel better to say it that way. I know, Rachel's like, F that. But, right, like exactly what you said. If every bit of food that you put in your mouth that you ate when you weren't actually hungry was in your head. And none of us had brain surgery, so here we are.
No.
And we have to wrestle with it.
Yeah. So Kate Griffin has just typed, I feel weird like reading it out like it's a bit impersonal, but she makes some really good points. And I think that this is the first point which she says is she wishes that she'd known that she could be 3 weeks post-op and not lose a single ounce and then have a gain whilst having 600 calories.
Yeah. That first...
the first few weeks, you're just like, I mean, I didn't not lose anything the first 3 weeks, but I did have a gain, and it fucked my head up. It just destroyed me, and it's completely normal, but you even if you know that at the time, you don't know that at the time.
Right, because you can't believe you just had like your intestines rerouted, or your stomach, more than half your stomach ripped out of your body just to gain weight. You're like, and I'm eating 600. I've had sugar-free Jello for a week.
How is it possible? I can just be on liquids.
Right.
And it's the same weight. And she also mentions about head hunger, that she lives with a constant voice in her head, gently whispering Haribo Tang Fastics. Do you have Haribos?
Yeah, like we have like gummy bears and gummy worms. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haribos are pretty nice. When I go to Germany, they have like different ones.
Uh-huh.
I don't buy them, but they always happen to be in meeting rooms.
Really?
Little bowl of Haribo.
Like gummy bears?
I don't know what you mean by a gummy bear, but it's like a lolly, right?
Okay, listen. To all of the viewers, half of the conversations that Rachel and I have are translating each other's vocabulary. That's half the time. And then the other half of it is making fun of each other's vocabulary. Or saying, what?
What?
What is that?
Oh, yeah, okay, like this. This is a gummy bear.
Yes, that's what Haribo makes here, and gummy worms and other gummy things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they make gummy things. But over here, they've got all different kinds. Like they've got fried eggs and...
Like gummy fried eggs or like...
Yes.
Okay.
And in Germany, they've got even more different ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep going, although I agree with her.
We agree.
Hopefully Haribo will send our nieces and nephews some candy since we've talked about them so much in this video. And not us. Don't send it to us. Okay, so Raya Reloaded said, I expected physical changes and excess skin, etc., but I wish I'd known it would affect my personal areas. For example,
Whoa.
Right?
Lady bits.
Like her lady bits. She has some examples but you get it. And yeah. I will say, okay, so one of the things that I have noticed is, so I have some excess skin. Oh, this is like, my poor mother is going to be like, why are you talking about this? So, but I have like excess skin on my inner thighs.
Oh, me too.
And I can feel it moving. Like, and sometimes, oh geez, I just can't even get into it. The excess skin is like a whole new like area of physics that I can't even wrap my head around yet.
Well, Leanna, I posted this picture on in my video, and I'm going to show it again now because I have no shame.
Oh, you in your underwear? Is that the one? I remember when you sent that to me, and I was like, cute underwear. Pants.
The skin. So much, and here. But as for the lady bits part,
yeah, it's a thing. But like as I was saying, remember when I was telling you, like the best time to look at your legs, okay, Jesus Christ, is when you're laying in bed and you have your legs up in the air. Your legs look really nice. Check it out, everybody. That's tonight's activity. Top tip.
Oh, so someone called M. Lewis says, I've been asking people that and no one would tell me. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Can you just clarify? Do you mean about the sagging lady bits?
Okay, so Nikki Newman said...
Wait, before we go off that topic...
Oh, lady bits, sorry.
So I happened to mention this to Louis. I was like, it's changing. And he's like,
changing what?
Like, I don't want to say the words because you never know who's going to watch these.
Well, look, Ruthie's watching. Changing what? What are you talking about specifically?
I was like, okay, I'm just going to be.
Just do it, Rachel. We're all, look, put your children.
I'm like, Louis. I said, Louis, like my vagie's starting to sag.
Is that what you call it in the UK, a vaggie?
Vag. And he's like, well, I don't see a problem. I don't know what you're talking about. So that's just a point. Although we see it and we see every minute change.
Right.
Our partners don't care. They don't care as much as we think they care.
Yeah. Thank God.
And I'm just holding out hope that eventually when I get a tummy tuck, it will be lifted back up and I'll have a really... It will be
a what? It'll be what?
It'll be pert.
Oh.
Kate Griffin comments, in bed, legs in the air. I have the legs of a ballerina. Me too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
standing up, it's more like an old man scrotal on the upper thigh. I can relate.
Yes. Yes to ballerina legs. Yes. Everybody do that tonight. Just lay in bed and look at your legs.
88, who also has a YouTube channel, she says she has the worst loose skin and she looks like she's melting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, we had a conversation about melting earlier, but yes.
Mm-hmm. Like a candle.
Wants to, I actually, she's just commented saying designer vagina with a smiley face. I love that. Designer vagina. I'm all about that.
I'm all about that. Designer vagina and ballerina legs.
And old man scrotums.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. Don't worry, anybody. It's not gonna get any cleaner from here.
Or any more like put together and articulate.
Yeah, no, there's no decorum. So Nikki Newman said she didn't realize how much in life revolves around food and how you feel a distance from that after surgery. And Louise commented on that, I wish I felt a distance.
Firstly, I fucking love Louise to pieces. She says stuff in such a way that...
Louise Newton, her YouTube name is Modbod, so you should definitely watch.
Mod_bod.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's crazy actually thinking about it after surgery. And I think really for me as well, like what was mentioned there, it only really became apparent just how much social gatherings are all about food.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's catching up with a friend, it's like we'll go for burgers, or like it's food related. At my wedding, I've spent so long thinking about, well, what food are we having? I'm like, it doesn't matter. That's not the point.
Well, it isn't for us. Well, it shouldn't be for us because we love food. That's the other thing. Your love of food doesn't go away.
No, I'm telling you that.
Oh, man. I was thinking the other day about, I'm in my family, I'm big on like making everybody Christmas cookies every year. And
you could send some to me.
I will definitely send some to you. And I was thinking the other day, like, man, that's going to be an experience making Christmas cookies. And my beautiful family, I know they'd all be like, no, you have to do it this year. Actually, you know what? They may not do that. But some of my cousins will be like, where are my cookies? But I was thinking about that. Everything revolves around food, especially in my family. And we have, here in the U.S., we have Thanksgiving. And that is a food holiday. That's all it is. It's time for you to get together with your family and eat. And for my family, it's an entire 4-day thing. So I was thinking about that. It's interesting.
I'm coming to your next, where's it? Thanksgiving. I'm coming to your next one.
Rachel, you would love it. You would freaking love it. It's in New York. You would love it. You would love it. Okay, so let's see.
CJ Shrink says she's hoping that her tummy tuck 2 will help the lady bits. Yes. And I feel really bad now because we've scared Esther. She says that she has new fears now.
Esther, it's going to be great. You're going to be fine. We're all beautiful. Just stick your legs in the air.
Get them ballerina legs happening. And Sarah on a Mission, who also has a YouTube channel which you can click through.
Yes,
she said, I wish food became more distant. I think I've become even more obsessed since surgery. Literally everything now revolves around it. True. Yeah. And I won't eat something now unless I really fancy it. Whereas before I'd eat if I'd eat.
Right. I always say,
no, I don't want that.
Yeah. Now I'm like, this is precious real estate. There's only been so much space.
That's true.
You have to be sleeve worthy. You have to be sleeve worthy. Like being sponge worthy. Do you ever like Seinfeld? Okay.
I know Seinfeld, but I never watched it.
Okay. Well, there's a whole thing about being sponge worthy. We'll talk about it later. So Louise said, I wish I'd known that in the real world, most weight loss surgery people don't get to be a healthy weight. unless they have numerous body parts surgically removed, but that's okay. It's okay not to be absolutely perfect, whatever that means. And she also said that she wishes that she knew that weight loss surgery doesn't cure snacking, nibbling, and grazing.
So let's talk about the first one
first.
Oh, I should have done my nails. I've just been sat here picking it off. Anyway, I think that she makes such a massive, important point about having realistic goals. It's not a realistic goal for most of us that we will a normal BMI or to, you know, get back to our high school body weight if that's what you're aiming for. Like,
well, I think, isn't it like the average weight loss? I know for VSG, the average weight loss is 65% of your excess weight, which means that, you know, there's still 35% of your excess weight with you, and that's the average.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that obviously means some people lose a lot more and some people lose a lot less, but
right.
with, I think, more realistic expectations, because you see people like, and I know obviously, and I've just made this like miserable, depressing video about not reaching my goals, but I'm not trying to get to a BMI of 25. I mean, it would be fucking amazing if it happens, right? But you think, you know, 3, 4, 5 years out, am I still going to be obsessing about getting down to this weight that I'm probably never going to get to? And should I just, if that doesn't revolve so much around weight loss surgery anymore, and just be grateful for where I get to and maintain that? I don't know. I mean, I guess unless people really, really push, then hardly anyone will reach that 100% mark.
Yeah.
And maybe that would bring the average down even more, but don't know.
Yeah, but I think we get stuck on, I think I definitely get stuck on, not so much the number, but am I doing this right? Am I losing weight at the right pace?
That's my whole life.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, and Louise, yeah, amen to the old grazing. You can graze real easily still. I mean,
so
it's like death by 1,000 cuts. Grazing.
Yeah. So one thing that I've chatted with my dietitian about, and that I'm trying to get out of the habit of, and I kind of touched on it in my last video, is around like dishing myself up a portion of food, and even though it's considerably smaller than what I ever would eat before, is cutting myself off after maximum 15 minutes, or when I start to feel not full, but habit that I'm trying to get out of sitting there and grazing on it for the next hour and a half or whatever, like until I finish that portion. And that's, you know, as my dietitian mentioned me, like particularly with an RMY patient, she said that's not good. I don't know why more so with RMY than anyone else, but maybe she just means weight loss surgery in general. Like that's not good practice for long term to maintain.
Right. Yeah, because I guess like you're digesting and it moves along, and then you're creating more room in your stomach, and you're just adding. Yeah, but I am still stuck in my eyes and my brain are the same. This kind of leads me to the next person actually. But I still put too much or buy too much food. Like I don't buy as much food as I did before, but I still, like, as you've seen, there's a day, everybody, that Rachel and I were FaceTiming, and I had this like moment where I showed her all the frozen chicken in my freezer.
That's so much chicken. I had at least 4 months worth of chicken in there.
Yes, and I'm still like, I haven't gotten through it yet. I told her, this was back like early in the summer, I said, I'll be done with this by the middle of September. And it's September like 16th today, and I still
you need to throw some dinner parties on the menu.
So that's been an adjustment. And also like cooking, it's hard to cook that small of a portion, but certainly like serving myself up a proper portion. But
yeah, like I'm still doing that thing with my dietitian where I send her pictures of everything I'm eating. Where I'm meant to send her pictures of everything I'm eating. Not everything makes it. So this is what I had for dinner last night, which is chicken, mozzarella, peas, spring onion, and a little bit of like dressing. And really, I was full after half of that.
Right. And
I mean, that's a normal size bowl, so there's not actually a great deal of food in it. But I sat it with me for like the next hour and finished it because I was like, you haven't eaten enough today. You need that protein. You've got to get those greens in.
Right.
Whereas I should have like chucked it out or put it back in the fridge or whatever.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so, oh God, are you having that problem again?
No. I'm just moving. I'm sat underneath my coffee table and I needed to move my leg.
Okay. So Kiki Holiday, I think her YouTube channel is VSG Kiki. I can't remember, but if you're watching, please comment your YouTube channel. Actually, everybody, if you're watching, if you have a YouTube channel, put it below. So she said that she wished she knew that the weight never comes off as fast as you like. Amen. That no matter how much weight you lose, you still feel fat. That too. And that I would hate being called skinny or thin. Let's talk about that. And
I have no frame of reference. I've never been called either thing.
And that weight loss surgery doesn't fix your way of thinking or behavior. Absolutely. So, yeah, the whole, nobody's calling me skinny or thin, except my friends will like say something like, you look so skinny, you're getting so skinny.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but nobody that hasn't known me before is calling me skinny or thin. But from what I've heard from some of my clients is like there is a huge like resentment that I've seen in common, like across the board with people as they've gotten smaller about how they are now treated differently. They have like a huge resentment and some anger about that. And I think connected to that is WLS had a video.
I was just about to mention that video from Drea. Like, I want people to say to me, you look so healthy, you look really well, as opposed to, you're so skinny, you look so skinny.
Right. And she had an incident with the guy in GNC, which is like a health food store here. They don't even sell food. It's like a health shit store. And this guy...
You can go and buy health shit.
Yeah, if you ever get to the U.S., I'll take you to GNC. And it's also something called the Vitamin Shop that sells like protein bars and things like that. So she was in there, and some guy said something very rude and obnoxious about people who are fat or overweight. And I won't get too into it. You should really watch Drea's video. But my point in mentioning that is that I even noticed, and I was telling you about an incident that I had with a friend recently, that people are much more open about their really awful, awful things that they say about fat people in front of you. And so she like checked this guy when she was in the GNC. And when I was having this conversation with my friend, I kind of had to I'm like, dude, like, hello. So that's eye-opening as you get less and less fat. I'll say it that way. People you have a very clear vision of the underbelly of what people think about overweight people, because they'll say it in front of you. Now that you're not fat, they don't think it would bother you. But please watch Drea's latest video, because she had such a great comeback for this guy. So I don't want to spoil it. I want everybody to go watch it.
Words.
Come on, Rachel, you're smarter than me.
I'm trying to think of what I was trying to say, but why do you think it is that being called skinny would be almost insulting? I can't quite wrap my head around it yet because I'm not there and I don't know.
I don't know if it's the word skinny or just the perceived value of skinny people versus fat people. Because maybe like someone calling you skinny is like, now you're pretty, now you're valuable, as opposed to before I didn't mention anything about your body. Okay,
now you're worthy of me highlighting your physique. Okay, right. Yeah. It's difficult for me to think about that because I can't imagine it.
It'll happen. So, do you have any more over there? Because I have a lot.
Yeah. So well organized. Yes. So Gretchen, and I think Gretchen's YouTube is GretchenVSG.
Yes.
Yeah. She said she wishes she knew exactly how much her life would change. She's definitely not the same person that she was beforehand in a good way.
Yeah. I don't know that. Gretchen is almost, I think, exactly a year ahead of me. She had her surgery on February 25th, 2015. And so she has a year on me. And so I have yet to see how that, I see it just in how I move through spaces and, being able to do things that I certainly wouldn't do before. So, yeah. I think that's something to look forward to. I think for you, there'll be some big changes.
So I'm just going to, before we move too far away from the skinny conversation, there's some comments that I think it's worth pointing out. So Rhea Reloaded, she says she thinks that it's the fact that people are pointing out that we weren't skinny before. Like making a point of saying that. And Indira VSG, she said, it seems like fat is the last acceptable prejudice that people can have. Oh my God, that's so true.
So right. True.
I know that I have, not for a fact, but when you know, right? I know that I have missed out on job promotions and getting jobs that I was more than qualified to do because of my size, because I don't fit the picture of, someone right. in that position. And then me again, Jen VSG, she says, that's a good point. Nobody goes around calling you chubby or fat, so why bring it up just because someone's lost weight? Mm-hmm. Sarah on a mission, once someone makes a comment like that, it makes you wonder what they really thought of you before you lost weight.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we should give a shit, but we do, right? Yeah. And Indira VSG says again, I know people frown on people being ignorant because of race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, but fat seems to be okay to be ignorant about.
Right. Right.
And she also says we're looked on as being dumb, which is obviously wrong and stupid. And Esther says she nailed it, totally nailed it. Mm-hmm. And Rhea Reloaded says that she thinks most people don't mean anything by it. They just don't know what to say that's appropriate.
Right. Or they don't even realize they don't really realize what they're saying. Yeah, I think all of that is pretty accurate.
But yeah. I'm having so many
And now we're having some feels right now. Oh.
Some feels, ladies. So back to Gretchen's point. Not just I'm certainly noticing that I move through the world differently in the fact that how I relate to my physical space is different. Now I'm sat on the floor with my legs up. I wouldn't sit around like that before. Being able to walk down the plane comfortably with not knocking people on both sides with my hips, wide load approaching. But I think Gretchen and I didn't know before surgery, and I can't speak to that, but I feel like she's saying that she's not the same person, like personality.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think she, not to get, all up in Gretchen's life or anything, but I think so
all Gretchen's shit out there, Leanna.
But just in having the wonderful opportunity of sitting down and spending a day with her, I definitely can see, I've definitely learned that there has been a shift. I think she's probably a little bit more outgoing now than she was, and she's more active in her own life than she was. And I hope that is a byproduct for a lot of us, that we're more active in our own lives. So I think that's what she's talking about. Like more, her personality is shifted into that. So.
I think maybe we should do a different video another time about relationships post like weight loss surgery. But for me, it kind of it rings bells when people, when you read the stories of people that have broken up with their partners, or their relationships have fallen apart because they're different now, or their partner thinks they're different now, and maybe because we were so self-conscious of ourselves and we didn't feel worthy or valued before, we wouldn't actually let our true personalities come out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that if anybody has seen SJ's most recent YouTube update, she talked a lot about that and how she feels that there's a level of worthiness that she has for herself now that she didn't have before. Yeah. So,
maybe some of that also comes with confidence, like confidence from, I've fucking achieved a lot. Like, there's power in that.
Right.
Rhea Reloaded says she doesn't think it changes us, but releases who we always wanted to be.
I actually agree with that. I think that people become more themselves. Like, they evolve more into like Rachel and more into Leanna. Like, you become more.
Well, heaven help them then.
I know, right? I think my mom just turned her computer off. She's like, oh God.
Like, I can't deal with more, Leanna. No.
No, but I think that people almost feel liberated, or to some degree, and to be, or just willing to be more themselves for some reason.
So there's a picture that I've seen on Facebook, and it's like and basically an analogy of a caterpillar blossoming into a butterfly. Like, the butterfly was always there, but it needed the right circumstances and time and whatever else. It's fucking cheesy as shit, but it's probably quite true, Says yes to SJ's last video on this topic, which I need to catch up. I haven't seen that yet, so take it from both of you two lovely ladies that it's excellent. And she says, realizing you're a better person for yourself and not tolerating what you would have before when you were bigger. And Caitlin says, because Caitlin's watching, and she also said, you look so skinny. We all look so skinny and beautiful. She's so sweet.
Tell Caitlin, as if she can't hear me. Tell Caitlin I said.
Tell yourself, Leanna. I'm not your secretary as well as Reed.
I love you, Caitlin. That's all I have to say.
She said she agrees, and she thinks it helped me find my true self and embrace it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
cool.
I think just to kind of piggyback on that, I think it also gives us, I think a lot of us feel that we are demanding what we're entitled to some degree.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Becky, she says she agrees that her boyfriend says now that she has so much more attitude since surgery, but it's always been there. Yeah, I've heard similar things.
Yeah.
So change of to moving on to the next one, because the very lovely Tina, whose YouTube channel is Tina's VSG Chit Chat, who I love, she's a fellow Aussie. She says she wishes wishes that she knew how to feel when people give her compliments.
Just say thank you. Even if it feels weird, just start with that and eventually it'll stop feeling weird. That's what I tell people. Just say thank you. That's it. Don't dismiss it.
I remember once when I was like 6 or 7, my dad gave me a lecture about taking compliments.
What did he say?
I still remember it very clearly. Like, he's like, even if you don't agree with the person, it's rude of you to challenge them on what they're saying, because you're saying that by doing that, you're saying that they don't know what they're talking about, or there's something wrong with them for thinking that.
Right.
And even if you don't agree, you smile and say, "Oh, thank you, that's so kind."
I remember my beautiful grandmother saying something very similar. She said she would tell me that compliments are a gift, and handing someone back a gift is rude. So why would you do that with a compliment? And by refuting a compliment, it's like shoving somebody's present back in their face, saying, I don't want it. It's rude. But I think I like what your dad is saying. Like it's like you're saying that they're wrong. It's like, yeah. So all you just say thank you. Even if you don't feel it, just say thank you.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. You know that from, I'm pretty sure that's on Finding Nemo. Someone can correct me, but I'm sure that quote's from Finding Nemo.
So Jane Ott said that.
Anna, is it from Finding Nemo?
I don't know, Rachel.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
So Jane said.
Wait, Esther said, she just cracked me up. Esther said that she's sitting over here saying yes so often that it's like the scene from When Harry Met Sally.
I hope it's that good. So Jane says that she wished she'd known that how much she would obsess over food immediately post-op. The head part is really good. What? What happened?
It's from Madagascar.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm glad we got that settled. So Jane says that I wish she'd known how much she dream and obsess about over food immediately after post-op, and that the head part is really the worst. So she also said that on a side note, she couldn't wait to watch this beautiful lady. So Jane, another happy birthday to you.
Happy birthdays for you, Jane.
2 happy birthdays.
I basically spent my first week recovering, pinning food on Instagram and Pinterest. And
I was watching the Food Network
Man versus
Food. Yes. What is that? I was watching
normal food channels. Man versus Food. Like I couldn't get enough food.
Me and Ina Garten, I don't know if you know who that is, but all the U.S. people know what I'm talking about. Me and Ina Garten were besties when I was after. Ina Garten there's a show, a Food Network show called The Barefoot Contessa. She's this woman who's married to I think he's like an investment banker, and they have this beautiful house in the Hamptons, and she's like in her kitchen with her fabulous gay friends, and they bring flowers, and she makes this food, and it's always delicious, and Jeffrey's coming, and I'm going to make him a chicken for his birthday. It's like all fancy. Everybody from the U.S. knows exactly what I'm talking about. But I watched like The Barefoot Contessa nonstop when I was post-op. Like when I was home recovering, choking down my protein shakes.
Like Rhea and Jane just said like food porn, Food Network. And Rhea said, but it didn't make her want to eat it all. Which and I didn't either. I just could not consume enough visually, but I had no interest in tasting it. And Becky said she did the same thing watching Come Dine With Me and cooking programs all day.
Yes! And
not even Come Dine With Me in the US, but Leanna, she watches it.
If you want to know how to watch Come Dine With Me, if you live in the US, just inbox me and I'll tell you how to do it. Because for some reason, I'm obsessed with Come Dine With Me.
But it's so good.
Just in case for all the US people who don't know what Come Dine With Me is, tell them what it is, Rachel. I'm taking a sip of water.
So it's a British show where a group of strangers, like a handful of strangers that live in kind of the same town or area. They basically for a week take it in turns to go to each other's house and cook like a dinner party.
And they score each other.
And they score each other at the end of the night. And then at the end of the week, the person that scores the most wins £1,000.
But the best part about it is that some people make the most wretched food. It is just amazing. Just on YouTube, there are definitely episodes of it, so please watch it. Okay.
There's almost always a prawn cocktail.
Or just gross, like, what? Who thought of that? Like, what? Just YouTube.
Oh. Is it rude? Louis calling me. Is it rude if I...
Yes. He does not. Don't do that to him. He will not be happy with you. So we're going to move forward. Dina White Massey said how critical it becomes. What she didn't realize is how critical it becomes to live and eat mindfully, meaning proper nutrition rather than another weight loss diet. And how energy and wellness can decline much quicker when we don't know how to take care of our new tummies. She's right. We need to take our vitamins. And, you know, the other thing is, I was reading today that I know that's for you. The other thing today I read is that if you don't get your protein in, like I know that sometimes we get like, if we're not losing, we'll cut back on our food. But if we're not getting enough protein in, we're not going to lose weight. So if you're cutting back on your calories because you've hit a stall, you still have to get your protein in or you're not going to lose weight. And I, for whatever reason, didn't realize that until today, so I'm just sharing that. Everybody else probably knew that already, but
Esther says I should totally put Louis on speaker.
No, it's not. No. No.
And
no.
Jane, you have to message Jane and let her know how she can watch Come Dine With Me. And Reloaded says that her husband thought that she was torturing herself watching all of the food. And I got the same thing. Like, Louis could not go on. Like, why do you want to watch this? Like, you can't eat it. So what are you doing? And I'm like, I just want to watch it. Shut up.
If Louis calls back, we'll put him on speakerphone.
Okay. He won't call back now. He'll wait for me. Oh, no, he sent me a message saying, oi.
Oh, look at all the hearts.
I'm so cheesy.
Aww. Heart, Louis, heart.
Oh, I've got this. It's like an abusive relationship. Wake up, he says.
Tell him ask him if he wants to be in the video. So Joe Denny said, I'll read a couple while you send him a message.
Okay.
So Joe Denny said that he wished he would have done it 10 years ago, and what a waste of his life. But my thought on that is, maybe things happen when you're ready. I don't know. I would hate to think, Joe, thank God it happened now than 10 years from now, right? So Nancy Beth also says, how much of a hormonal mind screw, she's being polite, mind screw it's going to be, but it's worth every minute. All the ups and downs are worth having the surgery. I would not go back and change my decision.
Yeah. I don't know if you said it all.
Can we just take a moment of silence for the hormonal situation? Like, can we just pause for the cause?
Pause for the cause. While we're pausing for the cause, I love Ria's comment. She says, I'm lucky because her hubby doesn't even know how to use emojis. I might be lucky, but the girl that doesn't get emoji fists in her face is even luckier.
So VSG Brett, as I mentioned earlier, said that your period...
I haven't read these, so they're new to me. So I'm excited to hear what Britt Brat said.
So she said that your periods are going to be forever a dick. No, I mean long and unforgiving. I hope all the dicks in her life are long and unforgiving. That they're going to be a beast. And I'm and I had commented her seriously. And then like the next day I got my period again. For those of you who are not on my, don't watch my channel, I mentioned that for like, I think I had my period all but 2 weeks this summer. And I just got it again. And I just hate my life. Well, I don't hate my life. That's not true. But Jesus. So I guess that the hormonal thing plays out differently for everybody. But clearly me and VSG are positive that we're not pregnant.
So I have a lot of thoughts on this subject. I like to consider myself a bit of a period expert.
Tell us what you know, period expert.
I, before surgery, had my period
wizard.
for 14 months straight.
Yes.
14 months.
That's awful.
Pre-surgery.
Yes, it's terrible. It is.
So
it is. I'm not letting it take away from my pain, but it is also terrible.
That's true.
You beat us.
It doesn't take away your pain.
Still sucks.
So, I mean, my hormones were fucked up pre-surgery. Post-surgery, you know, probably because of my PCOS, my hormones are a lot better, and actually I'm having regular monthly cycles that are really light and good, normal. Megan Jen VSG, she says she hasn't had surgery yet, and the period stories are scary because when hers are already really bad, especially when she loses weight.
Well,
okay, well, they're not 14 months bad.
Right. Well, listen, this is what I do know, because in that 1 or 2 weeks that I didn't have my period, I had a gynecologist appointment. And so I had said to her, like, and she's like one of the best gynecologists in the entire country. So I had said to her, what the F? And she was just like, yeah, it's going to be like that for about the first year.
Yeah.
But you'll be okay. Just take your iron. So apparently there's nothing, it just is what it is, and it doesn't last forever. So know that. So
this is something that because I was worried that after surgery, I'm like, if it's this bad before, like, what is it going to be like after? And my surgeon was like, well, you know, it just happens like what the gynae said, like for the first year, there's hormones that are saved in our fat or stored in our fat cells, and you're losing all of that fat. So those hormones are being released throughout your body, and it's going to throw things out of whack.
Yeah. No crap.
And when you stop losing weight, when you're not going through that really fast period of weight loss anymore, then things will settle down. Yeah.
Well, that's the benefit of not losing any more weight. At least there's an upside for me. Okay, so I have one more that was on my page, and then did you get yours on your page?
I've got some. Yeah, I've got mine. I've got mine up, but we're also got two. One from I don't know how to pronounce it. Fatje 2910, and also Tina have added 2 in there.
Okay, so want me to get this one out of the way from Aubrey in Wonderland?
Yeah.
So Aubrey in Wonderland.
Aubrey just got a milestone, right? I saw something that she just is, her BMI is under 30.
Yeah, that's what it, yep. She had posted a picture. Yeah.
So proud of her. Really done so much already.
No. So she had said that how she didn't know how labor-intensive eating would be for the first 3 months, and she really underestimated how much time and mental effort it would take that she would need to put towards something that came so naturally before surgery, like eating and meal planning. It was exhausting at first, and it really scared me and it messed with me mentally. Like maybe I had taken on more than I could handle long-term and wasn't up to the task. But she said it's gotten easier since the beginning. So
I think it's also overwhelming.
Yeah.
The first few months, well, even still, I find it overwhelming. Like there's so much to always be cognizant of. And like what was mentioned earlier, like I feel like I'm always thinking about food, or when is the next time I've got to eat? Like how much protein have I got in now? Oh, I've got to sit down and eat this. And I think that that's part of where some of us are like, I'm not eating food that I don't love.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
So that was my last one.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say Fat Yee. She says, "What about on the subject of losing friends during weight loss?"
Ooh, have you lost any friends?
No.
I haven't either, but even though I haven't, I mean, I can see, like, well, I can speak from some of my clients' experiences. They've had issues with friends and siblings and spouses and boyfriends and all of that as well. But one of my clients said she feels that she lost a friend because she was no longer the fat friend. And not that her friend is fat, but something that her friend clearly found some kind of comfort in being the prettier, skinnier, whatever one. And also that she feels like, and her whole thought on that in the end is that this person was pretty like, you know, looking back, that she realized that this person was pretty toxic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think in my opinion, I think that, especially if you have a friend that maybe could qualify for weight loss surgery, right?
Yeah.
There may be I think even if that person means all but good things for you, there may be a little bit of jealousy there if they can't, for whatever reason, have the surgery. But I feel like, I hope that that's very temporary, you know, brief. But my clients have talked about having people, like, there's people in their lives that they are realizing now that are toxic, that they, you know, I think I said in my video about I have a video on my channel about people pleasing. And I think something that happens to a lot of us
was everything.
Thank you. And I really think that a lot of people pre-weight loss surgery are people pleasers in some area of their life. Like I was saying that for me, it's in different parts of my life. And as we had mentioned just a little while ago, realize your worthiness more, obviously become less of a people pleaser if you're realizing your worthiness and that you don't have to do things to get people's love anymore. You just are worthy of it anyway. If that changes in you, that's clearly going to change how people either going to empower that, or they're not going to like it, and it's going to be a problem. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I think that I can see how that happens.
Yeah, I can see how it happens. I haven't experienced it yet. I've had a couple of I really have only had one comment that kind of from someone that probably would also qualify for surgery, that has lost a little bit of weight herself. And then she was telling me that she had put a little bit back on, and that she can now, she used to be able to almost do up a pair of size 16 jeans, and now she can't even get them up over her hips because of the weight that she's put back on. And I was like, oh, well, you know, you'll get it back off, blah, blah, blah. And I just mentioned, like, I can get a size 16 done up now. They're so tight that they're clearly me, but I can get them done up. And she was like, you know, that's the funny thing about weight loss and body shapes, because, you know, not being funny, but I'm, you know, I still think I'm smaller than you are. And I was like, yeah, okay, maybe so, you know. But it was just that little comment that made me think that other people that are bigger are probably quite conscious of our as well, and that maybe it makes them feel more insecure. I don't know. Right.
I think about if I was 363 pounds, and yeah, I was there. My closest friend dropped 100 pounds in 6 months. How I would feel if we were both like kind of big together, you know, if that had happened in my life, if, you know, for some reason, if my best friend weighed a lot more and then lost 100 pounds, how, like, I'd probably feel a little something. I probably would, even though I would be happy for her and everything, I'm sure inside I would feel something. I don't think, you know, I don't know if I would become, I hope I wouldn't become a big dick, but but I'm sure I would be a little jealous, you know, as happy as I would be for her, you know. So I think it's natural. Yeah. But that situation, I don't like that girl.
She's a good girl. She didn't mean anything.
I'm sure she's lovely.
Yeah. While doing charity works. I mean, she said it while we were doing charity work. She's good. She's good.
Okay.
So Tina says another thing she wished she knew before was that shopping for her changing body, like shopping for new clothes and going into the fat section, and how to like work around this kind of changing shape. And I think I will add on to that. I wish I knew, and I did not think it would be the case for me. I wish that I would feel intimidated going into a normal size section of a store. Like I would just find it overwhelming. Like I don't know where to go. I don't know what shops to go in. I don't know be looking, or whether I have like whether I'm entitled to try on these clothes, you know, like I find it all quite overwhelming. And I'm borderline plus size still, like I'm a size 18 UK, so I can still very easily shop in the plus section. And
yeah, I'm in that place too.
There. Yeah. But every now and then I'm like, maybe I should test and see. Like I feel like I'm on the prowl.
I feel it's funny because at first I was confused by what you were saying, but I totally get it. Like I feel I'm definitely in that overlap place where I could shop probably in both sides depending on the store, like especially at like the Gap, where they go up to like 18 in their regular stuff, and then they start at like 16 in their plus size. So you can like the whole Gap Old Navy brand kind of, there's this overlap place. Anyway, so but I think about when I go into a store, especially going into a store and looking at the regular clothes, it's like I had my old standby go-to stores before.
Yes. I knew that. I knew where to go.
Right. And now you have like all of these options. It's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You know, you don't know where to start because there's all this candy. And you're just like, well, now I have to think. I have more options as to what my personal style could be.
Yeah.
Am I going to start dressing like a hoe?
Definitely.
If you're
let your inner hoe out, Leanna. Get your hoe on.
They don't sell as many hoe clothes in the plus size department.
You're in Jersey. It's full of leopard print. You can do
it. Oh, Jesus. Next question.
I'm just going to say, Tina, I love you too. You're so lovely. And she says that we look beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Sarah, she says that she feels the same, and she feels like she's not worthy of shopping in a shop like Zara or Topshop, which for US people, I don't know if you have Zara, but maybe you have Topshop.
Both. We have both.
Okay. Yeah. But not feeling worthy of being in there. And oh my God, I relate to that.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And is somebody gonna is the salesperson gonna come up to you and go, "Can I help you?" Are you at the right store?
And then perforce, she says, I go into the regular stores, but I do feel like any moment the store person's going to discover that I'm there and banish me back into the plus sizes. And when I shop it, I feel like I've pulled a con on someone.
Yes.
So the next one, oh man, this is so important. So Dazzle VSG, she says she wishes that she knew that complications can and do happen to anyone.
Yes.
And no how much you research your surgeon, how not at risk you are based on your age and lack of serious comorbidities, that this is serious and it's a serious surgery and complications happen. And I think maybe we take all of that quite lightly sometimes.
I'm pulling up my phone because I had posted this on Instagram. It wasn't like that, it wasn't that deep or important when I posted it there. But on Saturday, I think, my mom sent me a picture of myself, like right before they wheeled me into
yeah, I saw that. You look like such a happy pre-op.
Well, I was happy, but I realized, not until she sent it to me the other day, that could have been like the last picture anybody ever took of me. You know, like that. Like I realized that when she sent it to me, I was like, oh, and then I was like, holy crap, that could have been the last picture of me.
It actually could have.
And I think about, and the first thing I thought about is like my poor mother taking that picture, right? And then I was thinking about, yeah, that could have been the last known picture of me in that moment, because it was right before they wheeled me in. And I think a lot of us I had no complications with my surgery.
Yeah, me either.
And I didn't even have gas pain. And
me either.
And I recovered very easily. And I know that I was very fortunate for that, because and especially afterwards, like watching videos like Sarah's videos, she had some complications.
Oh man!
And just listening to people's videos, but particularly hers, really like hit me, because it was right. It was just like she's just a few months newer than I am, and I'm just like, man, even you don't know. Like I think we definitely underestimate what a risk we're taking. Yeah. I think to some degree I knew it, like, because I remember thinking pre-op, I'm willing to take this risk for the rest of my life. Like, this is going to help prolong my life. But I don't think it was until late, like now, that I really get the gravity of that, especially like getting that picture, Yeah. So
it's so important to realize that. And I mean, I was terrified a few days beforehand. Like, I was kind of having a lot of like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And, it's just my luck that happens. And I sat, and I'm so glad I did. And I wrote little letters to people that, I wanted to say things to. And I wrote down a list of my passwords and all that kind of stuff. And die.
Oh, wait, hold on.
It's just my luck that happens. And I sat, and I'm so glad I did. That's embarrassing.
We're better. That was weird. Go ahead. You're good.
Okay. And Sarah, who did have a lot of complications post-op, but's doing amazing now. She said she took it lightly, thinking it's routine and it will be a breeze. And although she's on the other side now, and she's doing phenomenal, and she's looking amazing and healthy, then you get stories like what SJ went through and mentioned on one of her videos about someone that she was contacted by that died during the operation. And then if you spend a bit of time in some of these Facebook groups as well, you hear stories of people that have no stomach anymore because it went so badly wrong. They can't eat for the rest of their life. They have a feeding tube, and that's their life now.
Right.
And so I wish I knew. I mean, I didn't take it lightly, but I don't think I really fully comprehended the potential gravity of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to a more fun subject.
Okay.
So one that I had on my list was, I wish I had known that there would come a point when I would really, really want pictures of me at my fattest.
Right, who knew?
Oh yes, right? Like, I wish I had taken as many photos before, or even half as many photos before as I take now. I wish that I had pictures of me in different positions. Like, what did I used to look like when I was sat on the couch watching telly, or just doing normal everyday things, or in someone else's photos.
Right.
I had that. I wish I hadn't had this kind of visual gap in my life where I didn't let people take photos of me.
Right.
And I didn't take them of myself.
Right.
Now I want them because I want to compare.
But you do have some, like you took
some, yeah. And I actually probably have a lot more than other people, but I still don't have as many as I wish I had. Not just for the sake of comparing to show other people, but to remind myself, like to look back and go, wow, okay.
You've come a long way, baby.
Oh, Nirvana's joined. And she says, hey. I can't do it in her accent. We love your face.
Aww, hi Nirvana. Give the puppies kisses from us.
Yeah. Puppies! So just back to the kind of the serious topic of, you know, what we were just talking about, complications. Perforce says, I don't think it's that we take it lightly or wait, too many chats. What a nice problem to have. I have to scroll up. So she said, well, at least she didn't. But if you're determined to have the surgery, there's no point dwelling on the risks, and you do the research and you take your chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Becky says she's so glad that she always took so many pictures because she never thought she would lose weight anyway. So she has loads of big pics from before. And then Perforce says she has careful face pics. That is so true. Careful face.
Like
from this angle, you know. but only a few full body pics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember people taking pictures and me going and like, let me see, so I can like, nope, delete.
Yes, I would moderate them.
And now I don't care as much.
Nirvana says she loves our faces more, and we know that she will. No one can love our faces as hard as what Nirvana can. Can you do her accent?
Well, Nirvana, I think Nirvana, correct me if I'm wrong, are you from North Carolina or South Carolina?
Is there a difference in the accents?
Well, I'm sure there is if you're from there. Just like it's just like I think there's a difference between a New Jersey accent and a New York accent. But I don't want to insult her accent by trying to do it because I'm not from there.
She's from North Carolina.
Okay, but I could definitely tell from her accent that she was from Carolina. Because I will say there are definitely differences in Southern accents. Yeah. And she has like the quicker, sharper Southern accent as opposed to like the drawlier Southern accent.
Mixture from North Carolina and
Tennessee, yeah.
Okay. Snort.
Yeah, because she has that quick, sharp Southern accent. That's the cute one.
Oh, she has a quick, sharp tongue, which
she does.
So hard. Anyway, but were you just trying to avoid my question? Can you do that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, like I said, I'm not going to do it because it's going to sound, I don't want to insult her cute little accent.
Nirvana would not find it insulting. Apologies, I'm just going to speak on your behalf, but.
No. If she, in her next video, does a Jersey accent, then in my next video, I will do a Southern accent. Oh, speaking of accents, do you want to do your U.S. accent?
You want me to go and do an accent and you won't even say, hey, girl, hey?
So do your American accent. It's really funny. It's actually good.
I'm not doing it. Laugh at me.
You have to do it. Do the thing where you talk about peanut butter, maple syrup, and scones and bacon. Come on, Rachel. We all want to hear your American accent.
Next question.
Come on. It's really good, though. It's actually really on it. It's really good.
So Nirvana says she doesn't know that she could even do the Jersey accent. And Perforce said, Nirvana, please type challenge accepted. And she says, challenge accepted, researcher's Jersey accent. Well, Nirvana, I'm going to give you a lesson. You have to say Jersey.
No, you don't. But go ahead, say, give us your American accent.
Do you want some peanut butter and maple syrup on your scone with some bacon?
Okay, do it again, but say scone. It's like, oh.
I can't.
You can. You can. Do it again.
I can't. Stop it.
This has gone off the rails. Go ahead.
Do Australian accent.
No, because I can only do.
You are just a fucking cheater all the time.
What was the next question?
Oh, Nirvana says we don't eat scones, we eat biscuits.
Right. She's right though. Nirvana, we had a whole biscuit scone conversation the other night. And this is how I feel about it.
God, she says biscuits and sweet tea for the win.
Yes. She's right.
And Tina said say biscuits. Biscuits.
Say the American sentence, because the thing is okay, so say it with biscuits instead of scones. Go ahead, Rachel. Give it to us, Rachel.
You're really embarrassing me. I might just like your puppy that you drag out to show off at special occasions.
Adorable.
Do you want some maple syrup and bacon with peanut butter on your biscuit?
It's actually really good. You do that way better than you say Jersey.
Jersey. What? Nirvana says, say, I'd like to have a biscuit and some sweet tea, please, y'all.
Okay, so let's stop using Rachel as our play toy, and we can move on to the next question.
And Paul says that scone does not sound like gone. She's having a reaction to this, and it offends her Britishness intrinsically. They're trying to tell me that it's pronounced scone.
Right, we say scone here, not scone, like gone.
Well, it's scone, basically.
Okay. So what's the next? Let's move on.
Me again, Jen says that is not Jersey. So you love her now, right?
Thank you.
Jersey.
No.
Jersey. The next one, Sarah says, who's also here in the chat. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, Nirvana's saying gone equals scone. So they're saying I say scone, and they're saying it's not pronounced like that. It's pronounced scone.
So we say it correctly, scone.
No, you fuck right off, because there's so many things you don't say correctly. Right? So you're not getting any points.
Thank you, everybody.
Sarah says she wishes that she'd known that not everyone would get dumping, and she's quite gutted that she can handle most anything without a problem.
Oh, by the way, Renee is watching. Hi, Renee.
Hi, Renee.
But you had mentioned that dumping thing earlier about how you wish you could dump.
I don't dump either, and I wish I could get a refund, a partial refund. I feel a bit cheated. I actually said to my surgeon at the last support group meeting, I'm like, can you go back in there and like tinker with something, like to activate the dumping button or something?
Oh.
And Sarah also said she wishes she'd known that she'd be constantly freezing since surgery.
It's so funny she says that. So everybody here was complaining about how hot it was this summer. Such a hot summer. It's the hottest summer we've had. And I'm like, yeah, no, I was fine.
I don't get it. I don't get cold.
But now that the weather's changing, I definitely get cold. But I was very comfortable this summer where everybody was complaining that it was so hot.
The summer was an easier summer for you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
What about everyone watching? Does everyone else get cold too? Because I don't. I hear everyone talking about that all the time, but I just feel normal.
I know I do.
Yeah. And Perforce says, yes, the fridge aisle in the supermarket kills her now. And she also says that actually, to be fair to me, one part of the country does say scone and the other says scone. So, and And Nirvana, also about dumping, she feels cheated as well because she only dumps on super high quality ice cream.
No!
Or high quality chocolate, but garbage food, no problem.
Right. Cheetos, we're good.
You need to eat the cheap shit. I love it. Get the Povo ice cream, you're good to go.
There's that was that word that I didn't know before.
Oh yeah, Povo. Actually, probably no one but me. And maybe Tina, as my fellow Aussie, knows what I'm talking about. Povo was like poor, like the cheapest shit you can get. Nikki says she wishes she'd known Nikki Rutanu. I finally pronounced it. You know Nikki, right? She's on Facebook. Yeah, I never got the surname, but now I get it. So anyway, she said that she wishes she'd known that her emotions would be all over the place.
Yeah. I remember, so a week after my surgery, I had surgery, and one of my best friends had surgery for something else at the same time. Like she was the day before me. And then about a week after our surgery, so we were like a week and a half out, our friends all came over and they were making food for her because she could eat. Her surgery had nothing to do with weight loss surgery.
My legs are getting itchy again.
And we were all just spending time together. And I remember standing there going, I'm just so happy you're all here for us. And I started to cry. And they were like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, it's those hormones. I'm just so happy you're here. They were like, stop crying again. Shut the hell up. So the hormone thing is real. And I'm a crier anyway.
Oh my God. Drop of the hat.
My mother is probably amening right now.
Yeah.
And but as is the rest of my family. But that now it's what is happening to you in this moment? What is happening?
I'm so sorry. I'm on the carpet with my workout gym gear. Oh, and the friction or something that's really making my legs itchy.
So what's the next question, Rachel?
Oh
we're now an hour and 37 minutes in, so it's completely gone off the rails.
Okay, we have to wrap this up because people have better things to do with their time.
We're unraveling.
I'm just chatting with everyone. I'm just enjoying chatting with everyone.
I know, it's kind of fun. It really is fun. I don't like that. I wish I could see some of the questions. I don't know how to do that.
And I did send you the link.
No, when I clicked on it, that's why the sound got weird before. So I don't want to click on that.
Okay, but you just have to press pause anyway. So Rhea Reloaded, she commented on my Facebook post as well, and she said she wishes she'd known how much her tailbone was going to hurt.
That's what's padding? Yeah,
losing. Oh, I have to move. Oh, sorry.
It's just, as Rachel scratches her ass, is it because there's not as much padding? I find that I have to shift in my seat more.
I have to.
I'm trying to distract people from your issues, Rachel. You're not helping.
But I do have to. I move around when I'm sitting down a lot more now. It's not as
clearly.
Now. And Kate Griffin, she commented that her tailbone is a bloody nightmare, and she feels like sitting on a tennis ball.
Oh God, that's awful.
Yeah. Perforce also said that how much her bum bones hurt when she sits down for too long now. How have they been doing it all these years then? Why did they think that this was a problem?
Because they had more padding back there. Their butts were bigger.
No, the skinny people.
Oh, well, they're always complaining.
And Andrea, whose YouTube channel is Green Machine VSG Aussie.
Yes, love her.
You love her. Oh my God, and she makes the most amazing food. She says, "Oh, I know the tailbone thing. I kept thinking I was sitting on something hard, and it wasn't the chairs; it was her bones." So funny. And Kate says she no longer has an ass.
Who? Kate? Oh, Caitlin?
Perforce says, how did skinny bitches never mention this before? Completely agree. Like, why have I never heard of this being a problem? And Tina says, my tailbone isn't curved, so it's like sitting on something. It's like, fuck, my ass hurts. And they just not know any better. The skinny
ones don't know any better, yeah.
So me again, Jen says, the skinny ones don't know that there is a cushion, so they're just used to the pain.
Yeah, they're used to the pain.
And Lindsay Broussard says, my ass ran away with my titties.
Can we talk about the ass issue? Like, I seriously...
And then Nirvana, wait, she says, y'all can have some of my ass for days. I'll take some. Mine's running away.
I just want to, like, if I could preserve it, you know? It's...
Yeah.
It was fine. And now it's floppy.
It says, say titties again. Oh my God, I'm dying. Did I say it wrong?
No, it was fine. It was fine.
Okay.
I think she just likes the way you say it.
Titties, titties, titties. I don't know. I had a thought before, you know, bum implants, they can take the fat from other areas of your body and use that for your bum implants.
Yeah.
I was thinking I should go and do that while I've got fat, like ready, like just put it in a pot somewhere.
Like preserve it. Like
put it in the freezer.
Fat frozen so that you can...
Yeah, right? Oh no. Kate Nirvana says her poor boobs look like 2 old sweat socks filled with cottage cheese.
I'm telling you, socks with rocks. Socks with rocks.
You're welcome for that imagery. Oh my God. I'm never eating cottage cheese again. It's funny.
Oh, I know.
Before says, is it bad I now have a song to the tune of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang going through it but with the word titties instead? So
oh dear, yes.
Says she wishes she'd realized just how much of a mindfuck it would all be, from feeling like I'm not losing enough to dealing with the actual emotional relationship with food and even just head hunger. It's been way more intense than she thought it would be. And she also says, and the fact my butt would hurt no matter how much cushion I sat on.
I'll tell you what. Well, who was that?
Caitlin.
Oh, it was Caitlin. Yeah. I think, like, if I underestimated anything at all, it is the mind fuck that is this.
Mm.
And if you don't have, like, I am fortunate enough to have you and Caitlin. Like, I mean, she was there with me when I had my Cheez-It moment a couple weeks ago. Like, she was right there with me. And, you know, it's nice to have people who I consider friends even before I consider that they had weight loss surgery that you can talk to when it all just goes to shit. So one of the true benefits of starting a YouTube channel is that. And actually, on that note, I will say that I've heard that there's a lot of for everybody who has a YouTube channel out there, I think that definitely try to, like, there's definitely going to be people on YouTube that you resonate with more than others, and definitely, like, reach out to them. And usually they're people, for me, it was definitely people who were, like, somewhere around my surgery date, with the exception of Caitlin, who's almost a year out, Andrea, who's over a year out, that, you know, there's people that you just think you would get you and that you feel like you get. Definitely reach out to them, because I think everybody's looking for someone to kind of talk to and chit chat with about crazy shit. And when you go into a Cheez-It moment, you can text them and they're going to tell you everything's going to be okay. And then they're going to post a video about how they got into Wonderland. Anyway.
I mean, that's probably my biggest struggle in this whole thing is is accepting that it's not gone how I thought it would go, that I'm not losing as fast as I think I should lose, and all that stuff. So I totally relate to Caitlin on that point. And I think if I extracted myself from the whole WLS online, would I be disappointed that I've only lost 45 kilos so far? Fuck no, I would not. And there's people that come to the support group I go to through my hospital that don't even know that there's weight loss surgery groups on Facebook. They don't know that there are vlogs and Instagram, you know, and the rest of it. And they are happy with where they're at and how fast they're getting there. I think as big a blessing as, you know, this whole connection thing and meeting people like you and everyone else and having this lovely conversation with all of these people, you know, as part of this video, as much as a blessing as that is, it also comes with this, well, double-edged sword of maybe knowing too much.
Well, I think we automatically start comparing and automatically start tracking. So when we see other people and where they are, and especially like, because every week you can hear their stats, you know, like you can see how many weeks you are, you can like, and you can even go back and say, where were they? How much had they lost at week 20, 30, whatever. And, you know, it's, you can totally F yourself.
Yeah. And I have and do.
Yeah.
I fuck myself all the time. I can't stop fucking myself.
It's not that kind of hangout, Rachel. It's not that kind of hangout.
Says that she's getting her belly fat turned into butt fat ASAP. I'm telling you, this could be a service added. Like when you go in for surgery, they take some fat out at the same time and they store it for you for later on. For your boobs and your butt. Can you get boob implants that are with fat rather than else?
I've never had small boobs, so I don't know. I've never researched it enough. So it's...
Nirvana says that she seriously wishes that she would have known that she would not lose it all, and that's been seriously devastating for her, and she didn't even get close. I just want to... I watched that video actually just this afternoon, and I just want to hug you and send all my love. And we talked about this a little bit earlier about the expectations. I think that people go into it thinking that they will get to, you know, a nice size 10 or whatever it is. And I think we maybe all need to just remember that we're so far from where we came from, even if we didn't get to where we thought we would get, and that it's not impossible to still get there. Just
knowing Nirvana and her situation is just, and I watched that video too, and it's just, you know, I think something like that, I mean, people have so many different reasons why they have these surgeries, and, you know, there's a huge difference, as you clearly know, there's a huge difference in dreams. You know, like if I don't get to be a size 10, it's like, oh, wow. But, you know, you guys have some real dreams attached to the surgery, and it's heartbreaking to hear or to find out that you may not get there. I can't imagine what that would be like, you know? Yeah. And
so I just want to read some of these comments out because people like sending all of their love to Nirvana, and I just think it's worth going through. So Tina says, Nirvana girl, you are bloody amazeballs, okay? And she loves her gorgeous face, as we all do.
Yes.
And Kate Griffin says, Nirvana, you're a force of nature and a wonder to watch. Thank you for speaking.
A force of nature.
I love that. That is such a good description for Nirvana. Isn't it?
A force of nature.
Side note, Perforce says, I think in relation to my comment about not being able to stop fucking myself, which she said, that's not what Self-Love September was supposed to be, Rachel.
Yes! It is for Rachel.
Can't get enough. And then me again, Jen says, I think that's true, Nirvana, that lots of people just drop their channels when things aren't going well or going as expected.
Mm-hmm.
Or they take 8 or 9 week breaks.
And they come back.
Yes. They come back. Thank you, Alexis. Alexis says she's glad I'm back.
Yes, I am too. I'm glad you're back. I
was around. I was active on Instagram.
Yes, you were active on Instagram, but it's different. People love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Maybe they just like to sit there and laugh at my accent.
No, that's just me.
And Andrea says, I think everyone loves Nirvana. Everyone. She's so real. And that's so true.
And I love the realer. Like, I love, there's certain people that are so real, like you and Caitlin and Nirvana and Drea. I think that's why that you guys are my favorite, because you're so very real. And there's no ego. There's no, there's no ego. There's no like know-it-all-ishness. There's none of that. I love that. So I'm glad you're back too.
Oh, thanks. Nirvana's going now. She says it's time to go to the gym. She's pulling her head out of her ass. Self-pity doesn't live at her house for long. I love that saying.
Yeah.
We'll finish watching later, and thank you everyone for the amazing support. She loves our faces.
Love you too. Hey girl, hey.
There you go. That was amazing. Nirvana, I want to score out of 10 for that. Like, how was it for you?
Oh, geez, I should have done it.
Got weird stuff in my sock.
All right, we need to wrap this up because it's almost 2 hours now. Okay. So, and people have way more better things to do with their lives, I'm sure.
Andrea says that she wishes she knew how good it could be, and she would have done it sooner if she did. She also wishes she knew that not everyone will be happy for her. The topic of my next weekly update that she'll record.
Ooh.
Which I'm guessing by now she's already recorded it, so I have to go and dig that out. But
yeah, definitely.
How good it could be. Did you know how good it could be?
No. I had a feeling. I hoped. And I'm not even where I want to be yet. And it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
And not everyone happy for you. I haven't really experienced that yet, so I don't know.
Well, people, I don't give a fuck. See, I guess that's me though. Like, if people aren't happy, I probably don't even notice because I really don't care.
I just read Kate's comment. You're so sweet. So lovely.
What did she say?
Now, if I read it out, it sounds like I'm being egotistical. But she says that I was the first YouTube channel she subscribed to, and I'm a constant inspiration to her. That's so sweet. Oh, I just pulled it.
The neck badge?
Neck badge.
I call it a neck twat.
Does it go? Please, someone give me hope. Does it go? Like, does it bounce back after a year?
All right, we need to wrap this up. This is Self-Love September.
Oh, wait. And on that note, no better one to end with than what Perforce has just said, because she started Self-Love September.
Queen of Self-Love September.
Queen of Self-Love September. She says, I thought losing the weight would solve more than it has.
Yes, I think that people people attach a lot of their problems pre-op to their weight, and then they lose the weight and they realize that, the problem's still there. And not only that, but people attach a lot of their dreams and their dreams unfulfilled to their weight. And then when they lose the weight, their dreams aren't all coming true. And I think that people struggle with that. I've seen that myself, like with clients. It's like, your shit's still there. In fact, if anything, it's even more apparent because now you can't just go into a Cheez-It coma. You know, you can't eat your feelings. So, yeah.
And I remember once you mentioning about a study that you'd found about how, was it rates of suicide or depression like dropped off the first year, but after that
it doubles. Yeah, it goes like, so we start at 100%, right? 50% of people report as being depressed after a weight loss surgery, but then like 150%, meaning all of the people plus more, report being depressed like 5 years after weight loss surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think maybe this is because they realized that all of their shit was still there.
Right. And also I think people...
But your job is just as shitty. Your husband's still as much of a cunt. I really try not to use that word on YouTube.
We got so far.
We should have ended it 5 minutes ago. But these things are still there. It's just that they're still there and you're smaller.
And you don't have the same, and maybe you didn't develop any
mechanism, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So everyone's saying thank you for hosting it and that they've enjoyed it.
You did a great job, Rachel. Oh no.
And Kate says, glory, glory, Rachel, it's why I love you. Lindsay says, see you next Tuesday. Becky says, yay for the C word. And Andrea says, please do it again soon. And she's going to go back and watch the beginning.
She will.
When we say that word again soon, she means host another video.
Oh, because she will. She will say it in 5
maybe
minutes.
if you guys tell us what you want us to do a video on, then
yeah,
maybe we'll do it sooner because it will take us a long time to think of something.
Well, I can tell you what, though. I promise to everybody that we will definitely do a video together in October. We don't know what it's going to be yet, clearly. But
we definitely 100% do a video in October.
Together.
Thank you,
right,
Sarah.
Yes.
Oh, Perforce says it's the one word she doesn't say. I've probably really offended her British sensibility.
Oh my God, Perforce, honey. We should get a cut jar for Rachel and make her put $1 or £1 in it every time she says it, and then she'll pay for her wedding.
I actually would, if it followed me around my everyday life, I would have that wedding paid for.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in and chatting in the chat boxes, and I had fun.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Yeah. To everybody.
Yes. Mwah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Kate says her British sensibilities embrace all the profanity. Fanny. She spelled Fanny as in. I love that.
Got it. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.